Hey, what's up everyone? If your Apple Watch screen suddenly went completely black and it looks totally dead, don't panic. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to fix the Apple Watch black screen of death step by step in normal human language, even if you're not techie at all. So if your Apple Watch is not turning on, the screen is black, maybe you see nothing, maybe you feel it vibrate sometimes, maybe you see the Apple logo and then it goes dark again, stick around until the end and try every single step with me, one by one. And really quick, before we start, I just want to say this. Do not throw your watch away. Do not buy a new one yet. In so many cases, this is fixable at home in just a few minutes. All right, take a deep breath, grab your Apple Watch, and let's fix this together. First, let's talk about what might actually be happening when the screen is totally black. There are a few main possibilities. Number one, the most boring but the most common, your battery is simply completely drained. Number two, the watch is frozen or stuck in a software crash loop and the screen never wakes up. Number three, the brightness or screen settings are messed up so badly that it looks off even when it's technically on. Number four, there's a charging or cable issue, so it never really gets power. And number five, there's an actual hardware issue, like a damaged screen, a loose display cable, or water or impact damage. We're going to start with the easy fixes and climb our way up. As we go, every time you try a step, give it a little bit of time. Don't rush. Some of these tricks need a few seconds or even a couple of minutes to kick in. Let's start with step one, the painfully obvious but surprisingly powerful one. Make sure your Apple Watch is truly, really charging. I know, you're probably thinking, of course I tried to charge it. That's why I'm here. But listen, a lot of people plug in their Apple Watch and assume it's charging, and it's not. So here's what I want you to do. Take your Apple Watch off your wrist. Grab the original Apple Watch charger if you have it. If not, use the most reliable one you have. Now, plug that charger into a different power source than usual, not the same USB brick that's been sitting there forever, and not the same sketchy outlet. Try a direct wall outlet if you can. If you're using a power strip, move it to a wall. If you're using a USB port on a computer, switch to a proper power adapter. Now place the back of the Apple Watch on the charger, carefully, and make sure the magnets snap it into place. Even if the screen is black, leave it alone. Just let it sit there for a full 15 to 30 minutes. Yes, I know that sounds long, but here's why this matters. If your watch battery has gone extremely low, it can sometimes take a while before it has enough juice to even show the charging icon. So if you plugged it in for only a minute or two and saw nothing, you might have given up too early. While we're giving it this charging time, I want you to do a quick mental check. Did you recently let the Apple Watch die completely a few times in a row? Did you leave it unused for days or weeks? Did you get it really hot or really cold, like in a hot car, a sauna, or outside in freezing weather? All of that can make the battery act weird and take longer to wake up. After 15 to 30 minutes of real confirmed charging, I want you to try this. Press the side button, the one below the digital crown, once. If you see any faint sign of life, any logo, anything, that's a good sign. If you see nothing at all, don't worry, keep listening. Now we move to step two, the hard reset, also called a force reset. This is the magic combo that revives a lot of Apple Watches that look totally dead. Here's exactly what you're going to do. Put the watch on the charger while you do this, just to be safe. Now, press and hold the digital crown and the side button at the same time. Yes, both of them. Press and hold them together and don't let go. I want you to count slowly in your head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't let go yet. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. If the Apple logo appears, you can release both buttons. If nothing appears, keep holding until you've reached about 20 seconds. If after 20 seconds still nothing happens, let go, wait about 5 seconds, and then try the exact same thing again one more time. Press and hold both buttons, count up to 20, and look closely at the screen from different angles, maybe even under good lighting. Sometimes the Apple logo is very faint on a watch with low battery or a dim display. If you see the Apple logo at any point, that means the watch is rebooting. Let it sit. Don't spam the buttons. Give it 1 or 2 minutes to fully start up. Now, if after trying the button combo twice while it's on the charger, you still see absolutely nothing, let's go deeper. Step 3. Check if the watch is actually on, but the display just looks dead. This sounds weird, but sometimes the watch is technically running in the background. You might feel taps, or it might even show up in the Bluetooth settings on your iPhone, but the screen stays black. Here's a little detective trick. Grab your iPhone, open the Watch app, and see if your Apple Watch is detected. If you see it connected or it shows as paired and nearby, there's a chance the watch is alive, but the screen is not. Another thing you can try is this. Hold your Apple Watch up to your ear, like you're listening to it. Now press and hold the side button for about 5 seconds, like you're trying to power it off. If the watch is actually on, sometimes you'll hear a little click or feel a vibration, or you might even hear voiceover or sounds if you had accessibility features enabled. If you hear or feel anything but see nothing, that's a big clue. The display itself might be the issue. We'll talk about that in a minute, but don't give up yet. There are still software things we can try. Step 4. Try charging with a completely different setup. If you have access to another Apple Watch charger, try that. If you have another Apple Watch in the house that charges fine on the same puck, test that too. If another watch charges perfectly on your charger, but your watch refuses to show any life sign, that points more to the watch itself. If your watch starts showing the green lightning or red low battery icon on a different charger, then congrats, the old charger or adapter was the villain. If you do see a red low battery icon when you put it on the charger, that's actually good news. Leave it charging until it becomes at least 50% before you start pressing buttons again. Once it has some charge, try our force restart again. Now, step 5. Let's talk about weird brightness or screen settings. This usually matters more if the screen sometimes lights up a little but then seems to go black, or if it only comes on when you tap it at a certain angle. If you manage to get the screen to briefly turn on at all, I want you to do this while you can see anything at all. Open the Settings app on your Apple Watch. Go to Display and Brightness. Crank the brightness all the way up. Turn off theater mode if it's on. Turn off screen curtain if voiceover was enabled. If you're not sure whether theater mode is on, here's another trick. On your watch, if the screen is on even for a moment, swipe up from the bottom to open Control Center. Look for the little icon that looks like 2 masks, like theater masks. If that is highlighted, tap it to turn theater mode off. The reason this matters is that theater mode keeps the screen dark until you tap it, and if your wrist detection or raise to wake is buggy, it might look like it's dead when it's really just being too quiet. Now, if your screen is still totally black and never wakes up at all, even for a second, let's move further. Step 6. Check for physical damage or water issues. Take a close look at your watch. Did you drop it recently? Did it hit a hard surface? Do you see any cracks, even tiny hairline ones around the edges? Do you see any weird discoloration, like a faint gray or slightly lighter area compared to the rest of the black screen? Any sign of the screen lifting a bit from the body? If the screen is slightly lifted, or you can see a narrow gap between the screen and the aluminum or steel frame, it might be that the display cable or the screen has come loose. That's usually a hardware repair situation. Also, think about water. Apple Watches are water resistant, but not invincible. If you recently went swimming, showered, got caught in heavy rain, or used it in a hot tub or sauna, water or steam could have snuck in. If water damage is possible, do not try to bake it, do not put it in a microwave, and please don't stick it in rice. Rice does nothing but make your watch dusty. The best you can do at home is to power it off if you can, leave it in a dry, room temperature place, and let it dry out. But if the screen is black, you might not even have that option. We'll come back to what to do with hardware issues at the end. Now, let's talk about step 7, using your iPhone to reset or unpair the watch if it's still recognized. This only works if your iPhone actually sees the watch. If it doesn't, you can skip ahead. On your iPhone, open the Watch app. If your dead screen watch still appears as your paired watch, try this. First, make sure your iPhone is on Wi-Fi and has Bluetooth on. Keep the Apple Watch on the charger and very close to the phone. In the Watch app, tap All Watches at the top, then tap the little info button next to your watch and choose Unpair Apple Watch. This process can sometimes kick the watch into communicating again. It might ask you for your Apple ID password, especially if it's a cellular model. If the unpairing actually completes and your watch restarts, try pairing it again like it's a brand new watch. If the phone just hangs and can't unpair because the watch is too unresponsive, that suggests the watch is really not talking over Bluetooth at all. Now, step 8, think about what happened right before the black screen started. Did this start immediately after an update? Did your watch try to update watchOS and then suddenly go black? Did it start happening after installing a new app or a custom watch face? Or did it start right after a physical event, like dropping it or slamming your wrist into a door? If your watch went black right during or after an update, it might be stuck in a failed update state. Sometimes just leaving it on the charger for a full hour and then doing the hard reset button combo 2 or 3 times over that hour can eventually push it through. If it started exactly after a big hit or a fall, that almost always means hardware. The internal display cable can get disconnected, or the screen itself can get damaged, even if there's no big visible crack. Now, at this point, if you've tried all of the following, you've charged it on a known good charger for at least 30 minutes, you've done the hard reset by holding both buttons for up to 20 seconds, more than once, you've checked if your iPhone can see the watch, you've listened for vibrations or sounds, you've looked for obvious physical damage, and your screen is still totally, absolutely black with no life signs at all, then we're moving into step 9, deciding if this is a home fix or if it's time for professional help. Here's the honest truth. If your watch still vibrates or makes sounds or shows up on your phone, but the screen is black and stays black, that usually means a display issue. Either the screen itself is dead or the connection to the board is broken. That is not something you can safely fix at home without opening the watch. And opening an Apple Watch without the right tools is usually a recipe for permanent damage and a big headache. If your watch shows absolutely no signs of life, never appears on Bluetooth, never vibrates, never warms up even while charging, it could be a dead battery or a logic board issue. Again, this is not really a do-it-yourself project for most people. So what should you do? First, check if you have any warranty left or AppleCare Plus. You can go to Apple's website and put in your serial number to check coverage, or use your iPhone's Watch app to see details if it still shows there. If you're covered, book an appointment at an Apple store or an authorized service provider. Tell them your Apple Watch has a black screen of death and you've already tried force restart and charging. They'll run diagnostics and tell you if it's a battery, display, or board issue. If you're out of warranty, you still have options. Option 1. Apple Repair. This is usually the most reliable, but sometimes the most expensive. For some models, especially older ones, Apple may even offer a replacement unit for a flat fee. Option 2. A reputable third-party repair shop that specializes in Apple Watch repairs. Look for real reviews, before and after photos, and make sure they've worked with your exact Apple Watch series. They can often replace a dead screen or a bad battery for less than Apple, but make sure you trust them, because cheap, low-quality parts can cause new problems. Option 3. If it's very old and the repair cost is super close to the price of a newer, refurbished, or used Apple Watch, sometimes it makes more sense financially to upgrade instead of repair. Before you decide, though, remember one more thing. If at any point during all of this, your Apple Watch suddenly lights up, even for a second, seize that moment. Try to back up your data by keeping it paired to your iPhone. If it stays on long enough, consider doing a full unpair, which automatically creates a backup on your iPhone. That way, if the watch dies again and you end up getting a new one, you can restore your old faces, apps, and settings from that backup. Now, let's quickly summarize the main steps you should try if you have the black screen of death on your Apple Watch. Step 1. Charge properly for at least 15 to 30 minutes using a known good charger and wall outlet. Step 2. Perform a hard reset by holding the digital crown and side button together for up to 20 seconds and repeat this a couple of times. Step 3. Check if the watch is alive in the background using your iPhone's Watch app or by listening for sounds or vibrations. Step 4. Test with a different charger or adapter to rule out power issues. Step 5. If the screen ever comes on, even briefly, fix your brightness and display settings and turn off theater mode and screen curtain. Step 6. Inspect for physical or water damage that might point to a hardware problem. Step 7. If the watch still talks to your iPhone, try unpairing and repairing it. Step 8. Consider whether this started after an update, a drop, or water exposure to help guess if it's software or hardware. Step 9. If nothing works and the screen is forever black, look into professional repair, warranty, or replacement. Now here's the part a lot of people need to hear. If you tried everything we just went through and your Apple Watch is still dead, it does not mean you did something wrong. Sometimes electronics just fail. Batteries wear out, OLED screens die, microscopic parts come loose. It's super frustrating, especially for something as expensive as an Apple Watch. But at least now you know you've done all the smart, safe things you can reasonably try at home. So, if your watch came back to life during this video, first of all, huge congrats. Maybe drop a little note saying what step worked for you so other people in the same situation can see it. And if yours didn't wake up, but you now know whether it's more likely a battery, software, or screen issue, at least you can walk into the Apple Store or repair shop knowing what to ask and what to expect, instead of feeling in the dark. All right, that's it for this one. If you want more simple, nonsense fixes for everyday tech problems like this, hang around for future videos. And hey, before you go, take a second to stretch your wrists and look away from screens for just a moment. Thanks for hanging out with me and troubleshooting your Apple Watch. I hope your black screen of death has officially turned back into a normal working watch face. Talk to you in the next one.